You want to. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for responding, Mr. Nully. This is an open public meeting of the Neptune Township Board of Education. In accordance with Chapter 231, Public Law of 1975, adequate advance written notice of the meeting was made by posting the schedule of meetings in the main floor lobby of the Board of Education administrative offices and by delivery to the Asbury Park Press, the Coaster, and the Neptune Township Municipal Clerk. Advance electronic notice also has been made on the district's website, consistent with bylaw 0164.6. In order to abide by the Open Public Meetings Act, Board of Education members may use their devices to follow the agenda, report out the meetings, and to view agenda background materials, but not to communicate with each other or anyone outside of the meeting. Fire exits are located in the direction indicated. In case of fire, you will be signaled by bell and/or public address system. If so alerted, please move in a calm, orderly fashion to the nearest exit. Postings have been placed on the bulletin board for everyone's use. Please do not remove the postings. You may obtain free copies of these documents from the district website or purchase copies by writing the Board of Education office. During the public session of this meeting, parties having comment are requested to address the president. The public is advised that in accordance with bylaw 0168, an unofficial audio recording of this meeting is being made. Pursuant to state statute NJSA 26:3D17 and Neptune Township Board of Education Policy Regulation 7434, no smoking is permitted on Board of Education property. As a reminder, Neptune Township School District is a community for all learners where we value opportunity, diversity, and accountability. Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Perry?
Here.
Ms. Harris?
Here.
Ms. Hoffman?
Here.
Mr. Hubbard?
Here.
Ms. Jones?
Excuse?
Ms. McCordy?
Here.
Ms. Prater?
Here.
Ms. Thompson?
Here.
Ms. Bluth? Ms. Leslie?
Excuse?
Ms. Jackson?
Here.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Would everyone please join me in a moment of silence? Thank you. Please stand and join me in the flag salute.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So good evening again, everyone. We will move into our agenda as we have several items to present tonight. In place of Ms. Terry, we have Ms. April joining us, and she will give us our student government. I'm sorry, Emily, you told me that. I'm sorry, Ms. Emily will give us the remarks. Welcome, Ms. Emily.
So for our April report, we start out with our Students of the Month. For our Art Student of the Month, it's Dana Damian for the Visual Arts. Our Athletes of the Month are Jaden Dordassant for Boys Tennis and Katina Calvin for Girls Lacrosse. Our Writer of the Month is Cassie Jones. And our overall Students of the Month are freshman William Price, sophomore Michael McLennan, Junior Trisha Maruka, and Senior Valeria Flores. For our sports update, Chloe Waldman has been named the NJSIAA Scholar Athlete for 2024. She will be honored at a luncheon on May 19th, 2024. This comes with a $500 scholarship. Caitlin Hankins and Carl Christie have been named the Shore Conference Sportsmanship Award winners for Neptune High School. They will be recognized at a brunch in Toms River on May 19th, 2024. They are both eligible for a $1,000 scholarship. The flag football team opened with a victory against Shore Regional, last year's returning SC champions. Their final score was 38-25. They also won their home opener 36-18 against St. Rose. Our other news, Jumpstart Medical and the Art Club are both designing a mural related to safe driving and non-distracted driving for the Champion Schools You Got Brains Challenge. The Student Council earned the distinction of National Gold Council of Excellence from the National Association of Student Councils. Neptune High School NJROTC unit had its official change of command ceremony today. The change of command ceremony is not prescribed specifically by the U.S. Navy regulations, but rather is a long-standing naval tradition. The 2024-2025 chain of command is Azel Perze Robles, Joanna Rojas, and Josiah Montgomery. Finally, our National Honor Society inductions will take place on May 1st, 2024.
Thank you, Emily. Okay, we will now turn the floor over to Mr. Nully, who will present the students from Green Grove for today's showcase.
Good evening, Board of Education, Central Office staff, families, and my students of Green Grove. Thank you so much for welcoming us this evening. Tonight we have one of our fourth grade classes, a couple students from one of our fourth grade classes that will be presenting a recent project that they completed. It was displayed out in the hallways of Green Grove, and then when I was passing them in Green, I thought they were so fantastic. So I asked Ms. Durasmo, their fourth grade teacher, to have them come out tonight and present for you. I'm going to turn the mic over now to our fourth grade teacher, Ms. Joanna Durasmo.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. So these are just a few of my students who volunteered to come tonight and present to you. And I know they're a little bit nervous. They might be a little sweaty, right? Little butterflies in their tummies, all that kind of stuff. I said, don't worry about it. Lynette's first, so you're all good. Oh, sorry. All right. Anyway, yes. So this year we did a lot of studying on the American Revolution through our social studies program, reading, and writing. The students did so much research online, in books, and everything that they're presenting today, they did research on their own. It's all in their own words. The posters we made in class over a period of time, they typed everything up on the computers as well, so that they could learn the computer skills and the typing skills needed to be successful. And I'm super proud of them. So without further ado, we are going in time order of the American Revolution. We don't have all of the parts of it, but we have a lot of the parts of it. So we're going to start out with Lynette and the Patriots. Want me to hold it? You got it. Yes, I can. No, you don't hold that. Okay. Here, come up a little more.
Patriots. Patriots are people who wanted American colonies to gain their independence from Britain. They wanted their own country called the United States. People in America felt like they weren't being treated fairly or by the British. They were being taxed without any say or representation. And the British government soon cries for liberty. We're being heard throughout the colonies. The Patriots wanted freedom from the British rule. Here are some famous patriots you may know. Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence. John Adams. The most famous patriot is George Washington, who led the Continental Army and later became the first president of the United States. Paul Revere, Samuel Adams, Ethan Allen, Patrick Henry, and Ben Franklin. These people are often called the founding fathers of the United States. Fun facts: other names for patriots are Sons of Liberty, Rebels, and Freedom. Members of the Sons of Liberty wore a medal with a picture of a tree on it to represent the Liberty Tree. Patriot Town creates journeys of men called committees of safety. Patriots will swear and oath to these men in order to get a pass to travel freely throughout the Patriot controlled land.
Wait, who was your shout out to?
Augustins.
Who is what?
Huh?
Who is Thuxters?
On the inside, who helped
Next up, we have Isaiah, and he's going to tell us about no taxation without representation.
Taxation without representation. Taxation without representation was a patriot motto which meant the British taxed the colonists and they could not say anything about it. The colonists were getting taxed so much because of the debt from the French and Indian War. King George wanted his money back that he spent fighting the French to keep his colonies safe. The problem with the tax was the colonists did not get a vote or say in any taxation taxation that was going on. Some people would pay smugglers to steal illegal goods so they did not have to pay the British tax. The British government would have military break into colonists' houses and check if they to see if they got anything that was not sold by them. If they were caught with these goods, they would get tarred and feathered or hung. There were also the Sons of Liberty. The Sons of Liberty was a secret political group who protested against the British taxes.
Very good. We have Camille Dixon, and she is telling us about the Stamp Act.
The Stamp Act of 1765 was when Parliament put tax on every piece of paper that changed hands in the colonies. This included newspapers, marriage licenses, wills, diplomas, and land deeds had to carry a British stamp on it before it could be legal. The colonists had to pay for the British stamps. This made the colonists furious. It seemed like the death of liberty. The Americans did not mind paying taxes to the local government. That seemed fair because they elected their own representatives. But no one represented the colonists in Parliament. Britain's form of government. The Stamp Act was taxation without representation and should not have been allowed.
Okay, the next two we have Owen, and then we have Kenyon, and they're both talking about the Boston Tea Party. Okay.
The Boston Tea Party was a protest by the American colonists against the British government's tea tax. The tea was their favorite drink, and when the British government started to tax the tea, it became really expensive. In addition, they could only buy it from one company. It was a British company called East India Trading Company. This made the colonies really angry, leading to the Boston Tea Party. On December 16, 1773, the Sons of Liberty staged a protest by boarding 3 trade ships in the Boston harbor. They smashed 340 chests of tea open with their hatchets and threw it overboard.
And now Kenyon.
The Boston Tea Party is one of the major events of the American Revolution. The Boston Tea Party was not a real party. The colonists actually threw tea overboard into the Boston harbor. The Boston Tea Party was a protest by the colonies and the tax that British government put on the tea, known as the Tea Act. The colonists were told they could only buy the tea from the East Indian Trading Company. This company belonged to the British. They also had to pay high taxes on the tea. Tea was the favorite drink of the colonists, so this really upset them. On December 16, 1773, 30 men dressed as Mohawks so they wouldn't get caught and split open 340 tons of tea and threw them into the Boston harbor. Thousands of tons of valuable tea, about $1 million worth today, was ruined. After the Tea Party, England was punished the colonists by closing the Boston harbor.
And finally, we have Nathan with the battles of Trenton and Princeton.
The Battle of Trenton and Princeton was one of the major battles and a turning point in the American Revolution. The battles of Trenton and Princeton. On Christmas Day, 1776, George Washington and his men, the Continental Army, crossed the Delaware River to get to Trenton, New Jersey. He was planning to do a surprise attack on the British and Hessian army. When they got there, he attacked the Hessians, leaving 22 killed and 83 wounded. They got there. The American army suffered only 2 deaths and 5 injured. This victory gave the Americans what they needed to keep fighting. A few days later, on January 7th, 1777, General Washington and his men went north to Princeton to defeat the rest of the British forces. The American army had won this battle as well, and recovered most of New Jersey for the colonists.
Thank you. You boys and girls did amazing. Thank you.
Or members, you can stay seated in the audience. We're going to do the budget hearing. So please join me in thanking our Greenville scholars for the history lesson. Again, board members, you can stay seated. We're going to do Dr. Pager's report and the budget hearing.
Okay, just very quickly, I wanted to comment on this budget before you see the recorded message. And this recorded message, as always, will go up on the website so that people who aren't here can see it. In the last 3 years, 5 administrative positions and 29 non-administrative positions have been cut for budget reasons. And that has represented, in terms of an administrative workforce, 6% of that. I'm sorry, 15% of the administrative workforce, and that 29 people from the non-administrative workforce represents 5. These are drastic cuts. So I don't want us to forget that we need to be advocating for Neptune Township schools. On our website, there is a sample letter you can use to email your legislators. Please try to do that. Please have your friends do that. I'm in contact constantly with Senator Gopal, and the other superintendents who are on the losing side of S2. But these are drastic cuts, and we've had to make some very difficult decisions. Thank you.
Dr. Christina?
The Neptune Township School District budget supports our ongoing expenses such as staffing and operations and funds activities and purchases associated with district priorities. These priorities fall into the categories of establishing an emotionally and physically safe environment, providing student support and building teacher capacity, promoting the positive work of the district, and ensuring efficient and effective fiscal management. Our district offers a comprehensive pre-K-12 program that includes plenty of opportunities for all students. We utilize research-based resources, offer many extracurricular programs, as well as remedial support services and courses, and academies that link students to professionals and related career exploration. Our schools have full-time guidance staff, as well as support for our English language learners and special education students. Over the last few years, we have added electives for our secondary students, including the very popular race, class, and gender, pop culture, and videography at middle school. We now have created opportunities for students to obtain the seal of biliteracy, and we continue to explore career and technical education options for students. We pay close attention to students' mental health and offer instruction and support in social emotional learning. Effective School Solutions provides therapeutic counseling services to identified students. The district provides each student access to a digital device. We have increased our AP and honors participation as well. All of our curriculum guides have been or are in the process of being updated to align with New Jersey learning standards. We have an extensive professional development plan that provides 6 full days of PD for staff. We have state-of-the-art facilities. Above all, we take student and staff safety very seriously and have a very robust security program that includes real-life drill scenarios and extensive training. Declining enrollment is not a situation unique to Neptune. This graph shows the decline in our enrollment since 2018. We have had several very difficult budget years and have had to make some serious and difficult decisions. You can see in this chart the drastic state aid cuts that our district has experienced over the last several years. Once again, our district state aid was cut for next year by an additional $4.4 million. State aid stems from a complex formula the state uses to calculate districts' funding appropriations. Concepts such as the expectation of tax dollars as a municipality's fair share come into play, and declining enrollment is a significant contributing factor as well. To resolve this year's budget challenges for the short term, we had to make difficult decisions. In addition to reductions in all discretionary accounts, cutting funds from our facilities and maintenance accounts, adjusting the tax levy, and using fund balance to supplement revenue, we had to eliminate a number of positions. Unfortunately, these reductions resulted in job losses for 10 of our non-tenured staff members. We will continue to study long-term solutions such as outsourcing and shared services where those options make sense, possibly stepping back from our digital one-to-one initiative and additional staffing revisions if necessary. This graph shows our revenue sources. As you can see, where our local taxes and state aid were once about even, our state aid revenue is now much lower than our local contributions. You can see that information displayed as a pie chart as well. The major driver in our budget is the salary and benefit line. Breaking out the salary line, we currently have 577 full-time equivalents in this budget. You can see that in addition to contractual salaries, we also fund subs, stipends per hour and overtime, health insurance and other related costs, for a total of $61.1 million. Tuition is another line item. Private special education placements add up to $5.5 million, and charter school tuition now is approximately $5 million. Transportation is included in this budget. We use a tiered transportation system that allows us to be very efficient, which is reflected in our positive DOE efficiency rating. The bottom line for our taxpayers is how this budget impacts their taxes. We know that housing prices are high right now. The median priced home is now considered $560,874, a considerable increase from last year. Based on the latest available table of valuations, the proposed budget will yield a rate of approximately $1.09 per $100 of assessed valuation. This last chart shows how residents' taxes are allocated. You can see that the largest two sectors are school taxes and municipal taxes. Any questions about the 2024-2025 school budget can be addressed to Business Administrator Mr. Peter Leonard. This presentation will be posted on the district website as well. Mr. Leonard's contact information will be included.
Is there anyone in the public who would like to ask a question regarding the budget? Okay, feel free to come forward.
Hi, Chris Gaylor, Sharp River Hills. Something that wasn't fully clear in the budget summary. So we have a shortfall of approximately $4 million for this upcoming year compared to last. Is there an easy answer to where that lost money is going to come from? I'm not asking that right. Yeah, I know you made some staff cuts. Does that account for the staff cuts? Account for that entire number, or are we cutting anything else?
So we cut as much as we could in discretionary funds. We went through all of the line items and cut things that we could cut. Textbooks was one of them in terms of one of the classes. The biggest area of potential reduction is the staffing line. And so what you see in terms of reductions came about over the course of attrition, retirement, resignation, those kinds of things, eliminating a job here and there. We're trying to protect class sizes as best we can. And we've been able to do that over the last few years only because of declining enrollment. but we got to about $3 million with those cuts. The additional money came from plugging the hole, right, for next year with surplus. And that's really, you're digging a hole because you have to find that additional money next year. I'm sure you understand that. And then finally, the tax levy increase is significant this year. So that's what I meant by, you know, the fair share, the concept of the municipality paying what's called the local share. We call it the fair share. If the local share, fair share isn't up to where the state determines it should be, that's when you get hit with the state aid reduction, and that's where we are. So we're still not at our fair share, but we're closer to it than we were 6 years ago.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for your question. Anyone else have a question? Okay, we will move to our minutes. Mrs. Thompson, can you move our minutes, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the special meeting of March 18th, 2024, work session of March 25th, 2024, and regular meeting of March 27th, 2024. So moved.
It's been moved by Mrs. Thompson, seconded by Ms. Harris. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Brier?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. We'll move into our public comment. Oftentimes, it may appear to members of our audience that the Board of Education takes action with very little comment and in many cases by unanimous vote. Before a matter is placed on the agenda in a public meeting, administration has thoroughly reviewed the matter with the superintendent of schools. If the superintendent of schools is satisfied that the matter is ready to be presented to board members, it is then referred to the appropriate board committee. The members of the board committee work with administration and the superintendent to assure that members fully understand the matter. When the committee is satisfied with the matter, it is then presented to the Board of Education for discussion before any final action is taken. Only then is the matter placed on the agenda for action at a public meeting. All personnel motions are at the recommendation of the superintendent. All agenda postings are available for public review. In rare instances, matters are presented to the Board of Education for discussion at the same meeting that final action may be taken. Time will be allotted now for public comment. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes when recognized by the presiding officer. Individuals wishing to address the board shall be recognized by the presiding officer and shall give their names, addresses, and the group, if any, that they represent. Although the board encourages public participation, it reserves the right through its presiding officer to terminate remarks to and or by any individual not in keeping with the conduct of a proper and efficient meeting. The board will not respond to questions during the public participation portion involving the employment, appointment, termination of employment, negotiations, terms of conditions of employment, evaluation of the performance of, promotion of, disciplining of any specific, prospective, or current employee. The floor is now open for public comment. If anyone would like to speak, please come forward. Seeing no one, the public portion is closed. Ms. Harris, can you move our superintendent's report, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent and the superintendent's report as per document A, items 1 through 4, so.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Harris, seconded by Mrs. Thompson. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Nay.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Brier?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Mr. Hubbard, can you give us an operations update, please?
Ms. Hoffman?
Oh, Ms. Hoffman.
So the committee met on April 15th at 4:30 p.m. on the fourth floor. In attendance was Mrs. Jones, myself, Mr. Hubbard, Ms. Jackson, Dr. Prager, Dr. Sella, and Mr. Leonard. The committee discussed the proposed 25 school budget and then the impact of the state aid cuts on staffing and the tax levy. Over the spring break, the maintenance department completed necessary work while the buildings were vacant. People transportation, routes, and related junctures will be on the agenda for approval. We adjourn at 4:57 p.m.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Hoffman. Can you move our finance items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent under finance as per document A1, items 1 through 7. So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Mrs. Hoffman, seconded by Mr. Hubbard. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Nay.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard? Aye. Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Perrier?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Mr. Hubbard, can you move our transportation items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approve item recommended by the superintendent under transportation as per document B3, items 1 through 4. So moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Hubbard, seconded by Ms. Perrier. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Perrier?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Ms. Perrier, can you give us our education update, please?
Yes, our meeting was on Wednesday, April 17th, at 4 o'clock. Our president were myself, Ms. Thompson, Ms. Lashley, Ms. Flynn, Ms. Dr. Crater, and Ms. Millway. Millway gave us our points of pride. Neptune High School art teacher Mary Danzero, nominated and chosen as the winner of the 2024 Monmouth Arts Education Award for Outstanding Educator in Visual Arts. We received national recognition for our music education for the 9th consecutive year in a row. Neptune is among 975 of the best communities in the nation in music education. Tonight, we have to approve certain curriculum items. We have accelerated math, grade 7, algebra 2, grades 9 to 12, math, grade 6, math, grade 7, and word study, grade 3. And we also talked about YMCA school-based counseling, and we were given up to date on all of the counseling kids that we've had counseled so far, as well as how many we have on our waiting list. And that was it. The committee forum, we talked about the no-hit zone, which is a new project that we're going to be doing in next month. That's it. Any questions?
Ms. Perrier, can you move our special projects items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the Superintendent of Education Special Project as in document C1, items 1 through 2, so moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Perrier, seconded by Mrs. Thompson. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Perrier?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Dr. Berry, can you move our special education items, please?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent under the special education as per document C2, items 1 through 2.
Second.
It's been moved by Dr. Berry, seconded by Mr. Hubbard. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Perrier?
Aye.
Mrs. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Mrs. Hoffman, can you move our student activities items, please?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent Under student activities, as per document C3, item 1, so moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Mrs. Hoffman, seconded by Mrs. Thompson. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Aye.
Ms. Harris?
Aye.
Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Prayer?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Mrs. Morgan, can you give us an update on personnel?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. The Personnel Committee met on April 15th at 5:30. The people that were present, myself, Ms. Harris, Ms. Jackson, Ms. Hoffman, Dr. Prater, and Dr. Christina. We spoke a lot about what was spoken about tonight with Dr. Prater, but specifically transfers, vacant positions, and leaves of absences. At the time of the meeting, there was just one vacant position, which was the ROT position. Due to the bumping and impact of the non-renewals, the transfer list today is larger than normal. And some of the information is on the agenda now so that teachers can know where they will be assigned in September and to begin preparing for changes. We talked about the fact that the Board of Ed would get a list of the non-renewals prior to the meeting. And anybody that was non-renewed for performance or because of budget would just not appear on the renewal list. Dr. Prater spoke to us about obviously the impact of the budget, but within the last few years, we've got 29 non-administrators have been cut, which is about 5% of that workforce. But also 5 administrators have been cut, which is actually 14% of that workforce. And so that is significant. Dr. Prater also shared that the secondary ELA teachers did put out a petition advocating for keeping the department chair. That position is being cut for budget reasons. And obviously there's regret losing that staff member. But it was important that that cuts were made across the board, so it wasn't, it was across the board. We talked about potential state aid restoration, but Dr. Prater was not optimistic, and that's, we talked about that as well. And then if there's anything given back, we would discuss that, later date. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Can you move our personnel items as well?
Yes. Make sure I have the right page. Okay, thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approve items recommended by the superintendent under personnel as per document D1, items 1 through 39. So moved.
It's been moved by Mrs. Morgan, seconded by Ms. Harris. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Nay.
Ms. Harris? Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Prater?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Mr. Hubbard, can you move our schedule of meetings?
Thank you, Madam President. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approve item recommended by the superintendent on the special meeting, schedule of meeting. So moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Hubbard, seconded by Mrs. Thompson. Board members, any questions? Mr. Leonard, roll call, please.
Dr. Berry?
Nay.
Ms. Harris? Ms. Hoffman?
Aye.
Mr. Hubbard?
Aye.
Ms. Morgan?
Aye.
Ms. Prater?
Aye.
Ms. Thompson?
Aye.
Ms. Jackson?
Aye.
Madam President?
Thank you, Mr. Leonard. Under unfinished business and new business, board members, I just want to remind you that we will be having New Jersey School Board's training on July 29th at 5:30 p.m. So please mark your calendars. We would like as close to 100% attendance as possible. Is there any other new board business to come before the board?
So I just want to clarify one thing. I am not optimistic that we will have a return of state aid funds before the submission of the budget. But I am hearing that for the most part, we will get something back if all goes well in the House and the Senate. We're hearing different numbers, and it does depend on,
what we can do with that money, how much we can get back, how much we can offset the tax levy, and how we can prioritize any returns. Just wanted to clarify that.
Okay, thank you. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Then moved by Ms. Harris, seconded by Mrs. Thompson. All those in favor? Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.